Namaste Bharat. I'm Duvuri Vatsalendra, Senior Lawyer, High Court of Telangana. As I've spoken about restitution, there is also an important remedy called judicial separation. What is judicial separation? When you cannot live with the spouse, as I've already explained what spouse means, when you cannot live with the spouse because of certain reasons, maybe there is mental harassment or there is discomfort in the family, or there are certain things where both the couple are at that moment not able to live together and it is impossible for them to live in peace and lead lives according to their daily activities, jobs, or the discomfort caused due to misunderstandings, and there is equally a danger of causing tensions which lead to health hazards. Sometimes, when the spouses separate for some time, say a year or two, they realize the importance of each other. Hence, when there is discomfort and disagreement, one can file judicial separation. Judicial separation is ordered and opted in the courts of law, more in family courts, to let one of the spouses to stay away from each other's company for a certain period or as the couple opts. It is usually 2 years. Once this 2 years is completed and it is certain and the couple feels it's impossible to live with each other, then that's the time they can opt for divorce or divorce. The Gen Z, as I say, the pronunciations differ. However, when I studied, it was pronounced as divorce. Whatever it could be. I know everybody understands. Now, judicial separation has its own benefits and damages too. The longer the period you stay away from each other, the more the relationship falls apart, which then becomes impossible for the couple to get back together. But in certain cases, when they absolutely love each other and it is impossible for them to leave each other's companionship, judicial separation helps. They realize what they are losing. They analyze what damage it has caused. They realize mentally, morally, physically the disadvantages. They realize that without the person, their life has negative impacts and it causes lots of stress. This makes either of the spouses to come out with an analytical approach. They start then to interpret their own acts apart from the other spouse behavior, the rights and wrongs. They put everything into a box and then realize that it is very important for them to get back to each other's company. Judicial separation does not cause any damage to breaking off the matrimonial life. It is a temporary status of staying apart from each other's company. This sometimes becomes a pressure on the separated couples. As I always tell, in matrimonial matters, lots of ego comes into the way. I think the less it should be in marriage. Others I can understand, like property issues, money issues, other general cheating or criminal issues or multiple things. Yes, one can be egoistic, not matrimonial issues. I'll quote a simple example. For everybody in this world, You have no problem with your parents when they shout at you, when they abuse you, without you being at fault. Yet you make it up to each other, sort it out. Either the parents realize, come back to you, and give a kind apology, or the children get back to the parents and tender their apologies. Why shouldn't it be in our matrimonial lives? The problem is the spouse who's at fault does not want to admit his or her mistakes. Once the mistakes are admitted, the spouses should not misuse it. After all, we are human, not saints or gods. We tend to make mistakes. We tend to be at fault. We always think we are right, which is not so. But at the same time, both of the spouses should have lots of deliberance and patience to hear each other. Discussions with again a point of argument will not be a solution for issues. As such, when there is no solution, the couples opt for judicial separation. In judicial separation also, you can opt for the custody of the children, you can opt for maintenance, you can opt for your protection or stay or injunction that either of the spouses will not disturb you wherever you are staying for a temporary period of separation. When in matters of judicial separation, unfortunately, the elders involved and egos play a big role. As I have said, even during judicial separation, there is no such bar or prevention of the husband and wife to communicate, to talk to each other, to send messages, which should be cordial, not frustrating, abusive, or causing more hurt and damage. Such communication will further result into divorce. To prevent and analyze, one should know what damage it has caused due to judicial separation. When judicial separation order is obtained from the court, more than 2 years has passed when no attempt is made by either of the couple, it again leads to a fresh litigation. I'll tell you what litigation it will cause. However, I am very clear. Please, when you cannot stay with your spouse for some time, when you want to mentally think what loss or benefit it will do, you can opt for judicial separation in place of direct divorce petitions. This will help you understand that how you have to be, or you have lost in your life the companionship, the understanding, or the bonding between the spouses. Hence, I conclude this video with, please have that understanding. It may have caused little misunderstandings, problems, not the major, I say. Beating up, endless issues of abuse doesn't work. Well, when small issues come in family life, come back together, discuss peacefully. If your discussions again end in hot arguments, it will result to another issue. So sit and solve your problems. Otherwise, go to the courts of law, opt for judicial separation, or, as I stated, restitution of conjugal rights. In the courts also, they actually put you to another round of reconciliation, where I always say the third party, when it involves, the couple will better realize of their errors. I hope I'm clear about this and request all of you to go for either restitution of conjugal rights or judicial separation to know what exactly you have lost in your life. Namaste.